is going on, folks? Will Turbic here, aka Elron Hubbard. Fake Mike. Ooh, no bounce. Real news. What's up, guys? Join up. Join up. We're gonna be having a guest with us too. Some information that I haven't. I'll be quite frank with you. I haven't even properly done my due diligence here and properly vetted this. So we're gonna explore this together. I've been busy, but I owe this. So we're gonna have a guest on. We'll see what we're gonna learn together. What's up? We got the realist back. Papa Chuck, good to see you. Yum, good to see you. Georgia, Constitution Media. Hey, what's up? What? Someone just sent me an emoji. Todd's in the house. Cuts one. All right, and we have our guest here too. That's great. Great. Welcome, Cuts. All right, and we're joined now. I think so. Yes, we are. New Jersey Watchman, welcome. Good to finally meet you.
Audio. There we go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can you talk again? Because I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Okay, great. All right. Well, sorry about this delay. I'm not sure if you meant. I'm not sure if you meant to send that last text to me or not. But you sent me a text. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if that was for me or what that means. You can tell me about that. What up, Daria? What up, D? Aussie girl? Yes, Jersey is in the house. Absolutely. And just so you know, New Jersey Watch, we're going to demonstrate a proper New Jersey greeting. So here it goes. How you doing?
How you doing?
Ah, yeah, he's from New Jersey. Okay, cool. Okay. So at least we know he's telling the truth about that. All right. So I've been stupid busy lately, and I've been going through a whole bunch of mess of craziness that I've had to filter through. So why don't you tell me what the hell has been going on out there in New Jersey? Because it's from the small amount of conversation we've had in the past, it sounds pretty crazy, but also par for the course, but a little bit worse than that. So what's going on out there in Jersey?
All right, so a little bit about what's been going on is I moved out to Hunterdon County, which is the 11th richest county in the entire country. And I moved out here in 2015. And when I moved out here, I came and walked down the main road and happened to see a thin blue line that was painted down the center of the road between two yellow lines. And it automatically brought question marks in my head. What is this for? Because every time I've ever seen a blue line, it's always for handicap parking. So I thought we were able to park in the middle of the street. Like, that's what my thought process went to. So after inquiring and researching and so on and so forth, I found out that it was for support of the police department. And I was more offended at the fact that we can't spend our money being able to find a better way to support police if that's what we choose to do. And so I decided to inquire with the sergeant and the chief and the mayor about the line and why we painted it and why we spent all this tax money on it. And that's where it all started, man. It all started with really inquiring about a blue line.
So had you been involved in any activism, or is it just like a random train of thoughts that took you down this? I mean, had you been awake to certain things before, or was it just like, oh, wow, this is weird. What's going on?
No, so I have been on the other side. I did some prison time from 2013 to 2015 for violation of probation for some alleged charges that I don't really want to get into, but I got into them all. I did my time. I came home, and during that, I really started to think, why is it that we are the only ones that are to be held accountable for the actions that we are doing? And the judge, when not I was sentenced, but another inmate that I was with at the time of sentencing, the judge told the guy, ignorance to the law is just ignorance nonetheless. And it really sparked an interest in my brain because, While I am not the most upstanding citizen in the world, I try to have a better understanding of what I'm doing. So, when I came home in 2015, I started to inquire and started to like research and try to find out why is it that they are able to break, Department of Motor Vehicle codes to support people. And, it really went down that. And in 2019, I think it was, when our state governor decided to shut down the state, and I lost a really good paying job, like a really good one. And I'm a head of household, family of four, and my wife's an amazing person. She takes care of the kids, homeschools them, so on and so forth. So losing a really good paying job at that time hurt. And I decided to go out and protest. I had a sign that was pretty vulgar. I'm not gonna even hold you. Bear with me just a second. I need to go have a damn cigarette.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to say what you did, but I'd be willing to bet what you did was actually not illegal or unconstitutional at all. Most of the people in prison, 74% of the people that are in prison are there for victimless crimes, crimes that have absolutely no victims. Then again, the war on drugs is illegal. But yeah, also, I'm glad that you got out there to protest too, because not that many people were out there protesting when all this went down, and it's
Well, sort
well,
of.
yeah.
So out by me, there was a group of people that was led by a woman named Kim Pagan, Pagan, and she was charged for having a protest for the state shutdown right after it happened. So it happened before me. So the difference between myself and that protest alone is I was by myself. It wasn't a group of people, it wasn't a mass gathering. It was me alone with a sign. And like I said, it was vulgar. Dude, I'm not even gonna hold you. It was vulgar.
What did you say
Um,
though?
no, my sign. I didn't say anything to them.
What was so bad about the sign? You got me curious.
It was spelt phonetically. Fuck the thin blue line. Hashtag open my state. Hashtag speed trap ahead.
Hey, that's perfectly legal and well within your rights. So I don't even think that's necessarily even vulgar. So they could suck it.
Well, to their opinion, they really thought that it was vulgar. And in the videos, the first stop, Officer Marinucci stated at the end of the video that it was very well within my rights to have my sign. But at the time of me having my sign and speaking my mind wasn't the proper timing. So
Wasn't the proper timing. So there's time and date limitations on the First Amendment. Is that what you're telling me?
so that was their impression under the Executive Order 107 of New Jersey.
Oh my God. So what happened? So they came up to you and they're like, "Hey, no, you can't have a sign. It's just a bad word on that."
It gets a little bit deeper than that. They called the head prosecutor of Hunterdon County to confirm that these charges should be sent against me. And with detail of what I was doing, which was walking on the side of the road with a sign, scratching my nuts. And because of that, and because of the executive order being in place that I was supposed to be at home or going to and from work, that I should have not been out there. So
All
the
of this
officer.
is Yeah, all of this is just like blatantly unconstitutional, blatantly illegal. It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. So the officer left the post that he was at and decided to go about a quarter mile down the road, all while calling the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor confirmed that I should be charged for violating the executive order, for disorderly conduct, for scratching my nuts, and if anything were to continue, that I should be charged then thereafter. So he then made a U-turn, illegally with no lights on, no nothing, in a roundabout. And so I decided to cross the highway in a 90-degree angle and stand in the center median with my sign. And that's when he decided to stop me. That was only stop on number one. And then so on and so forth, they decided to not detain me and send me 5 tickets in the mail. 30 days later, it happens again. And when the second stop happened, it happened with a sergeant and a lieutenant, and they happened to make claims that they didn't stop me for anything other than my sign and for violating the executive order and for my mental health well-being, because I was acting erratically. I then decided to walk away. While walking away, I flipped them the bird, and then they decided to send me 5 tickets in the mail. So I fought 10 tickets. My attorney wanted to try and set me up with a plea bargain, and I refused the plea bargain. The plea bargain was violating the executive order and disorderly conduct, and I refused it, knowing that very well if I were to go to trial and lose, that's what I was going to get found guilty of anyway. So we went to trial. There was a lot of things that we should have brought up, such as the Administrative Order 2020-4, which came out the same day as the executive order and was supposed to be sent down from the Director of Emergency Management, which was Colonel Patrick Callahan of the State Department of Police. And that order states that as long as people were out conducting social activity, such as political protesting, and were under 10 people, that they were allowed to be out to protest. And yeah, we went to trial. We got found guilty of the executive order.
Interrupting quickly here. First of all, you can't be found guilty of an executive order. Executive orders are not law. Neither are mandates. Let me just, I just wanted to interject here. Was it a jury of your peers? Was it a bench trial? How did that go down?
It was a bench trial.
Of course. Yeah. Could you have requested a jury trial? Because if so, I do recommend doing that. It is your right under the Constitution to have a jury trial.
It is, but in New Jersey, because it's a charge that carries less than 6 months, I do not have that right.
That's totally unconstitutional. We're gonna have to fight that shit too. Like it's crazy. They can violate your First Amendment, make up unconstitutional laws, and then you can't even defend yourself against that. I mean, that's crazy. That's like here in Rhode Island. You know, it's bad enough they're banning guns everywhere. In Rhode Island, it's actually illegal to wear body armor to protect yourself. Literally, it's just, you can't even, that's illegal just to wear body armor. So we got to peacefully get pushed back against these guys. All right, so it goes to trial. What happens then?
We get found guilty of, to be specific, it wasn't the executive order I was found guilty of, but it was specifically subsection A, section 9:3944, if I'm not mistaken. It is the Disaster Act of New Jersey's law. Specifically subsection H, which is me not following the direct order of a police officer during an emergency order, which he did not have the executive right to have any order over me, specifically because of the Administrative Order 2020-4 that was processed the same day as the executive order that clearly states that everybody's allowed to be out as long as they're conducting social activity, walking, conducting political activity. I mean, there's a numerous amount of things on that executive order that I followed.
And it's just, the thing is, like I said, this is all patently unconstitutional. Anything that goes against the supremacy clause of the Constitution is automatically null and void. But that's why we have to support people like New Jersey Watchmen and also get in there ourselves, because this is what they do to people all over the world, all over this country every day. They just violate their rights and they can't get a lawyer and they fuck you up in the fucking thing. That's what they do to us. So we need to stand with one another and stand beside New Jersey Watchmen so that this doesn't happen. Because if they get New Jersey Watchmen, they get me, they get everybody else, then who's going to be there for us, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, dude, it gets better. It gets only better. So prior to trial, I tried to request the allowance to record the trial, and they denied it because of the fact that I am the defendant in the trial. So somebody else requested to record the trial in person, and they are no party of mine. They are no nothing. They are just there to record. They're interested in the hearing, and they denied it. So when we went to trial, the court was under the impression that I chose to have a virtual hearing because I wanted to live stream the hearing.
I mean, technically, you're right again too. So they shut that down too. So I'm guessing that these people kind of knew what you're about and they were prepped about this. Like
they knew who I was before they stopped me. I had a mask on and they knew who I was.
How? That's creepy.
They knew who I was.
Shit, because nobody else is doing what you're doing. That's actually what it is right there. And that's how sad it is. That when one person goes out to protest, they know who it is. That's why we need to stand with people like New Jersey Watchmen, man. We can't let this guy be out there by himself. Like he said, there was another group of people out there protesting. You know, the freaking MAGA patriots are out there tearing shit up. Black Lives Matter tearing shit up. This guy's just out there like, hey, cops are acting illegally. F those pigs. By the way, there's a road pirate right ahead looking to harass and collect. And they gang up on them. Strength in numbers, guys. So continue. Sorry, this is terrible, man.
No, you're 100% right. So 30 days after I was pulled over for the second incident, there was actually a protest in the township next to where I got charged, and they used 4 of the same police officers for overtime to gather for that protest.
From a separate township?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that illegal? Maybe. That's weird. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, they asked 4 different officers to use overtime to go into another township to be utilized as
now,
a
the
extra
sheriff's
use
or
of
the
force.
local PD that you've been dealing with here?
Local.
And so local police went to another town. Did they throw on that town's uniforms, or did they keep their own uniforms? Because they have no jurisdiction in that. I've never heard of that in my life.
I was never there, but I have the email of the overtime.
Guys, if you're just joining, we got to share this video. Share this video. This is insane. And I'm going to put it back up on screen here. This is New Jersey Watchman's channel. Go over there, give them a like, share, and subscribe. Let them know good old fake Mike sent you. And I'm guessing also that you have some of this content up on your channel where you've been documenting it as well.
I do. I'm trying to gather some time and put together a better platform to be able to see it better. Just because I've been... just on YouTube itself, I want to be able to put them into like categories because I do go out, and every once in a while when I'm out going to work or just driving around, I happen to see cherries and berries, and I happen to pull over just to make sure people are okay and things are safe and nobody's really getting harassed. So there are times where there are live streams. There is a video with my attorney, discussing the case and the unconstitutional issues, and I mean, I'm just trying to put them in a better format to be able to see them in a more cohesive viewing.
Cool. Yeah. Reach out to me after this. I can help you with that. Like, we can make some playlists and stuff. That ain't nothing. I mean, too, maybe get your ass a website where you can document some of this stuff with photographs and other stuff too. So yeah, Tommy B, thanks for putting his link in the chat. Everyone go ahead and subscribe, and so you guys can get more in-depth information. But pardon all the interruptions, but I mean, it's just crazy what you're dropping here. So last we checked out, then there's a protest the next town over, and these officers come over to the next town. What the hell?
I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'll thank you, Tacoma, Washington, honored it for subscribing. Yeah, yeah. Axiom's Revolt is not a troll. He's just a contrarian, and we're all contrarians, which is cool. He's a contrarian. He's an iconoclast. He's super smart, and he's made a lot of good points that I can't deny. But hopefully, him and I will come to an agreement on the non-aggression principle, because that's the only true way to be free is if we are voluntarist. All right, you set back there, buddy?
I'm back, brother.
All right, cool.
So where were we?
We were so remind me of the time frame, but then there's a protest the next township over, and if anybody's not from New Jersey, because a lot of places don't have townships, it's just like a town or a city, you know what I'm saying? But so the next city, the next town over, there's a protest, and then 4 cops from a separate, these are not sheriffs, these are local PD, 2 different towns here. From the one where he got arrested at, they asked them for go overtime, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're wearing their own uniforms.
Not sure if that's
either way. This is completely. I'd be willing to bet it's completely illegal. If not, it's definitely highly unusual. I mean, I've dealt with more police than almost every person on this planet put together, and I've never even heard of anything like that. I follow auditing channels, all of that. That is bizarre. So yeah, so these cops come over from the next town to pick up some overtime.
Yeah, it was 30 days later. They went over, they got some overtime, and then I went to trial. I got found guilty. And so here's where things get really, really interesting, at least where things put a lot more question marks in my head. So not only did the administrative order get handed down from the colonel, which is the director of administrative management, and the colonel of police department, it got handed down to the administrative emergency management within the township, within the county, and then that's supposed to be handed down even further. So not only did that not get handed down properly, at least to my knowledge, but after I got sentenced, which was to a 1-year probation on a mental health probation because of my actions and behaviors, I was sentenced to a suspended sentence of 14 days in jail and I think it's $2,225 in fines. So,
guys, I'm going to interrupt you one more time here, and then I'm going to shut up for a long time, New Jersey Watchmen. But first of all, I want to apologize to you. I didn't understand the depth and the gravity of what is truly taking place here, that you're getting arrested for your First Amendment, and you're not even auditing at this point. You're just out there holding a sign up. This is outrageous. So I apologize to you. I have been a little crazy in my life here. But guys, we have to get this video out. Subscribe to New Jersey Watchmen. Share the shit out of this video right now. I'm even, because like I told you right before New Jersey Watchmen, I said, hey guys, I've been busy. I haven't even been able to vet this situation. You know, I've seen a little information here and there. We're going to learn about this together. And this is, holy shit, this is shocking stuff. So share this video. And then towards the end of this video, we're going to figure out as a collective here in the chat and with the old Brainberry, how we can best help New Jersey Watchmen. Okay. So stay tuned for that, and got some solutions. Start cooking them up, because I know we got a lot of smarticles in the chat here. So last interruption for a while. I'll try to bite my tongue here.
You're good, brother, and I appreciate you very much. So we waited till the maximum time allowed to file our appeal. So I believe that's, I don't know, 21 days or something like that. So in the time of that, I was supposed to start probation. I was supposed to go see my PO, and my PO never called me. They never did anything. They never sent me a letter, nothing. brings a lot of question marks. I'm like, why am I not starting probation? I'll keep quiet, whatever. I file my appeal on the last day. It takes 6 months to get my paperwork processed to the appellate division because they never received my transcripts. But I received them. I got my transcripts, but they never got them. So 6 months later, my paperwork gets processed to the appellate courts, and we file our appeal, our briefing, and the state postpones it, and then postpones it again, and postpones it a third time, and then finally files their brief a day late. After filing their brief, we go to trial. We go to have our hearing, and
now again, just for the new viewers, are you public defender? Are you in there yourself? Is this a trial by jury?
Okay.
There too.
Okay, so when we went to our appellate courts, it's just one appellate court judge. Her name is Angela Brokowski out of Hunterdon County. And it was just her. She read the briefs. We had our verbal argument. And I was and still am being represented by an amazing attorney. Her name is Dana Wafer, and Wafer, sorry, Wafer.
Okay.
And
why do you say she's because let me tell you, I've had my rights violated up and down this country, and I've reached out to many attorneys. I know that there are a few auditors out there that have good attorneys. Why do you say this one's a good one?
Because she's fighting for constitutional rights. So she is only a civil case attorney. She does not do criminal. And she is currently fighting mask mandates. She is currently fighting vaccine mandates. She is currently fighting the mandates for
I'm just going to interrupt you again. I got to interrupt you, New Jersey Watchman. There's a few things that we don't say on this channel. One of them is the cootie shot. We say people got cooties or whatever, right? There's a few other names that, let's just keep it to your story today. I should have briefed you on that before, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
Gotcha. No, you're good, brother. So they fight the shot. She's doing a lot of constitutional right fights, and
would you say she leans more right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the difference is between right or left.
All right. Well, we'll get into that later. But she seems interesting. I'm gonna be interested to check up on this. So that's cool. I mean, anybody fighting mandates is sounds like at least they're on the right track. So you got a good lawyer, and so what happens? So you're in the court here, yeah.
My biggest concern is with her is that she's not a criminal attorney. So she is using a lot of what I've researched, a lot of her studying for civil law to help me with my criminal defense. But really all this is now is writing briefs, and she has to study case laws to fight a criminal defense, and it's hard, and but she did very well, with some of the information that I was able to study with, because I didn't go out there sporadically and just go do this. When I came home in 2015, I'd been researching how to protest and the right ways to do it. I've been watching your channel. I've been watching other channels. I've been watching channels since 2015. You know what I mean? So I've been watching how people do things wrong, how people aren't researching the things that they're trying to do before going to do them, and for instance, when I went to go cross the highway, I learned that jaywalking isn't a charge as long as you walk a 90-degree angle, and as long as there's no traffic and you're not impeding traffic, and there's numerous of other things.
Hey, right? I learned that too. I think everybody just learned that one right here. That's awesome.
Yeah, as long as, at least in New Jersey, as long as there's no crosswalk within 500 feet from where you are standing, and there's no traffic light, you are able to cross the street in a 90-degree angle. So that's something I learned. So these are things that I was able to help her with. But moving forward, we filed our brief. We had our verbal argument, and even though Judge Angela Brokowski acknowledged the fact that I was out protesting. It was not in the manner that she felt appropriate at the time because of the executive order put into place.
Well, that it's not appropriate. This is not an appropriate time for you, Mr. Protest. Just because they're arresting people in New Jersey because they want to open their gym, and you think you want to have a gym open because there's a disease, you want to be healthy, so they're arresting people for gyms. They're ripping families apart at funerals. They're shutting down churches. And the right to protest isn't, nobody's going to protest when everything's honky-dory, right? And when everything's fine, there's nothing to protest. And so it wasn't appropriate. I mean, I'm sorry, dude, this shit gets me. Where the heck do these people get off? Like, I'm trying to psychologize these people. Like, what is going through their mind? Are these people idiots? Are they just going, are they conformists? Do they know, are they willing doing what they're doing? Like, what the fuck, bro?
I think they will.
So you're close to Allentown. Is that Allentown, Pennsylvania?
About
I know
an hour out of that.
Some of them do. That's for sure.
I'm about an hour from Allentown.
Okay, cool.
But so we did all that. We got found guilty of the we got found guilty of the Disaster Act, and for not walking against traffic. So we appealed again, and this time we filed a motion to stay, which is, I don't know if many people know what a motion to stay is, but a motion to stay is a motion that would partially or totally stay the order of sentence until your appeal is heard. And the supervisor of the probation department told me in her 19 years of being a supervisor and a probation officer, she's never seen one.
What?
Well, yeah, never seen one.
In the meantime, while you continue the story, do you have a Cash App or PayPal or some way for people to donate? Because one thing I do know about lawyers, especially good ones, they cost money and they're not cheap, especially if you're appealing all this. And this is a fight that, if anybody has a few dollars, even if 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, $100 to throw at this dude, I mean, shit, legal fees are expensive. And this guy's out here, he's putting his financial freedom on the line. He's putting his personal freedom on the line to stick up for what's right. So I support that, and I think that's something that we should all support. And he stuck his neck out for us, and now I think would be a great time to stick our necks right back out. Obviously, go to New Jersey Watchman, NJ Watchman. Link, I'll put it right in the description now, but it's in the chat. You can just look up NJ Watchman. He's the only one, top one. Go over, said Fake Mike. I'll put it back on screen in the description. But how can we donate to you? Because since you are taking this on the chin right here, how can we support this, sir?
I do have a Give Send Go currently up. If you give me 2 seconds, I can pull it up first.
If you want, you can text that to me when you in the description there. But yeah, that's something. So give me a sec, guys, and I'll put myself, and once I drop it, I'll put it in the chat. And hopefully the moderators can also do that. If you got $5-10, hold on, something's going on here. If you got $5-10 to send, do it. Help this dude out, and we'll get these links going as soon as we can, and we start supporting this, because man, this would be a victory for all of us. So, and plus, selfishly, it'll release dopamine in your head and it'll make you feel good. So, so text me that when you get it, and please continue, sir.
Absolutely. So we, like I said, we filed our appeal just on last Friday, and we are now waiting to hear back from the state, and after that we are going to wait for the state's appellate court to make their decision and see whether or not they're even going to hear it. And if not, then maybe perhaps we will consider moving forward and possibly seeing another attorney. or not another attorney,
Cool.
another hearing. I'm gonna send that to you now, brother.
Okay. And what do you think as far as, so this is your second appeal here, correct?
This is now my second appeal. Yes.
Okay, so you still got a third one to go through too. And if you are indeed victorious in this, which hopefully we can get some folks to donate and help here, would there, I don't want to get ahead of myself also, but would there be some potential lawsuits coming after that for violations of your civil rights?
We're hoping that that may be the case. This does get a little sketchy due to the fact that they had both hearings at the same time. But perhaps the attorney that obviously is taking the case, she is definitely talking about, first things first is trying to get the case overturned. That's her biggest priority. And I told her I don't deny that 100%. And, my biggest goal is to get it overturned. I want to have precedent in this situation, for not only anything else, but for the fact that if somebody else would want to go out and do the similar act that I were to go do, I don't want them to be punished. I don't want them to go through the same type of torment that I just went through.
And what were they trying to? What was the sentencing that you're trying to give you again?
It's a suspended sentence of 14 days with a 1-year probation and a $2,200 fine.
So, wow. For exercising his First Amendment right, paying over $2,000 plus the court fees, plus the lawyer fees, plus a suspended sentence, which is a conviction against him, plus a year probation. So, hey, you know what?
Well, that's not including all the appeals and all the paperwork that we have to process all the way up too. So, I mean, this is.
And yeah, exactly. They could add another charge on if they wanted to after, and that's the thing here, right? Like, all right, you sent me this in the private chat. I wasn't even noticing here. I meant to text. All right, so I'm gonna put. So I just put cool. So, and then I'm very also proud of you that you didn't take a plea, because they always want you to take a plea, and then, oh well, you get 6 months probation, and then you get probation, and then one of two things happen. You either say, oh well, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and sit in the house for 6 months, or I'm gonna keep speaking out, and then these people know, hey, isn't that New Jersey Watchman? Hey, that's Fake Mike. Oh, spend a year in jail. They all know us because there's only like 4 people out there protesting, and they're all in this freaking chat. So share the video so we get some new people out there. And I'm gonna put the CashApp on screen right now as well too. I'm gonna put that here first. So everyone go over to this CashApp here. I'm gonna put it in the chat and on the screen. Whoa, what did I just do right there? I had the comments. What the hell am I doing? We'll get it here. Oh, no, I see what I did. Sorry, my computer's acting silly.
It didn't make sense for me to plea, man. For me to plea was A, to admit that I was wrong. B, to admit that they were right. And C is to take the same exact thing, that, all jokes aside, I would have taken the same exact charges that I got at trial for pleading guilty.
Yeah, this is insane that this is happening in the United States. I mean, can you imagine our founding fathers, what they would think about this, our civil rights heroes, what they would say about, hey, yeah, there's a guy arrested for protesting. The police. What?
Well,
I mean, this country.
Ooh, it gets better. So during this whole blue line thing, the whole blue line thing when I first started, so I researched some information because I was on a Facebook local forum, and there were some information from people telling me that someone else was charged for out protesting in Flemington for doing a candlelight vigil for fallen soldiers during Memorial Day. Brought a lot of questions to my head. So I researched it, and I found out that the guy was charged and found guilty in the municipal court level for having a candlelight vigil and not dispersing when the officers told him to, because he did not have a permit to have a parade during the event. The ACLU took it over. It was overturned.
I can't believe
But
that they're
in the very,
wasting
very
the
beginning of
legal
my
system
videos,
for
you'll
this.
actually see
I
me
can't
talking
believe
to
it.
the chief of police about the case, and he is very adamant at the fact that the township still won.
Crazy. All right, here we go. And I'm going to put this on screen and put this in the chat. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly, Deanna. All right, so first and foremost, we got Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App, $, Mr. and Mrs. French, links in the description. New Jersey Watchman, his channel, links are in the description. And then here is the give and go. Let me first put this in the description after the Cash App. The first three things you will see in the description of this video. First one's the Cash App. Second one is the give and go. Third, it is New Jersey Watchman's channel. Please go over and visit all of them. Even if you only have $1, even if you only got 5, 10, 20 bucks, go over. Let's put this on screen here. Support New Jersey Watchman. He's fighting the good fight here. And check out his channel so you can get the backstory of all this on video too. So yeah, here it's on screen. Links in the chat. Links on screen. Links in the description. I'm going to refresh this at the end of the video. And I want to see, hopefully we'll get some more. And I appreciate everyone donating to Fritz Springmeyer and myself and everyone that we've had out here. This is something that we've been working on both in front and behind the scenes, is creating our own economy. Well, why would we need to create our own economy? Well, because our current economy is shit. Well, why is our current economy shit? Because the government has regulated the economy to the Federal Reserve, who we talk about quite frequently here, and it sucks. So guess what? We have to do it ourselves. CPS, DCYF, they're supposed to protect the kids. They're supposed to protect the vulnerable. They don't. So we have to create our own community. The government has failed us in every aspect. So, unfortunately, the government was literally created. I'm going to pull it up for old time's sake. I'm going to pull it up. All right, there we go. Good old Declaration of Independence. Much better, in my opinion. And I'm not a Declaration of Independence fanboy either, but it's just better comparatively, in my opinion, much better. Those are two different things, apples and oranges. But I'm going to read this right here because I think this is extremely important because, we wake up, we scroll through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, we go to our jobs, right? And we never stop and think about, I always say this shit like, oh, what makes our country, supposedly the thing that makes our country, not China, not Russia, not North Korea, not a dictatorship, not a monarchy, is that we have a constitution, Bill of Rights, right? And people just forget about this. So I'm not going to even read the whole second paragraph. We're just skipping the first part of the second paragraph. Keep this, guys. This is important. This right here, right? So when any cop, whenever New Jersey Watchman has been arrested, he's been kidnapped, he's been harassed. Now I'm going to read this, and then we're going to show you the juxtaposition. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. That means these rights, we're endowed by whoever the hell created us, evolution, God, Bigfoot, with unalienable rights. That means they cannot be taken away from us. Among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's straightforward. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. So why do we even have a government? It's to secure our rights. It's to secure the rights that can't be taken away from us. It's not to have, literally, the government is created to secure our rights. The reason we declared our independence from England is so that we could have our rights. We created this government to secure our rights. It says it right here. And yet, fast forward to 2022, I'm sitting here on a live stream with New Jersey Watchmen. And instead of the government protecting his unalienable rights, they made his rights alienable to him. They violated his rights. He didn't do anything wrong whatsoever, and now he's being harassed. New Jersey Watchman, can you still see us? I'll put the Cash App back in here. Okay, good. Okay, my side froze up. This is just atrocious stuff, man. Just craziness. It just goes to show how far we've fallen. And I'll lastly say before I get back to you, because I love to rant and rave here. I always apologize, but I who knows? Maybe I'll get better one day. But
never apologize.
Cash App right here. Put it on screen. It's just, this is why we need to support this gentleman right here on Cash App and the links that we have, and also subscribing to his YouTube channel, which is in the description. It's New Jersey Watchman, to get this out, because I have to say, in general, I'm very proud of this auditing community, because we have been having some victories lately in the auditing community, and we can make this another victory with your help. $ Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App. $ Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App. That is $ Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App. And there's also a Give and Go, which is, I've never heard of one of those before, but either way, it's, even if you don't have, maybe you're a boomer or a young person like me or way younger than me, and you don't like technology, all you do is you sign up and you put your credit card information in, and you send a few bucks, send them $20 and tell them Fake Mike sent you. So are you going to go ahead and do a third appeal on this?
We are. So as if the appellate courts in the states decide not to hear it, I mean, I'm going all the way through. I'm fighting this as far as I can fight it, and I'm going to ride this until the wheels fall off as far as I can, because again, this needs presidency. This needs to be heard, and this needs to have some type of weight and hold when someone else, let's say my son wanted to go do this in a couple of years, you know what I mean? And he were to get stopped. He needs to be able to have something other than case laws that aren't similar in action. Everything has to have a similarity in action to be able to be heard as a comparable in the cases. So there's nothing other than one case, which I'm not going to divulge right now because that's in the pocket.
Sure.
But there's only one case that's even close to mine, and even with that, there is a lot of differential comparities, and I want to be able to know that yourself, me, my daughters, my son, anybody can just go out there and be able to speak their mind and not be afraid. Dude, my wife's afraid that if I go out there and do this again, that they're going to have CPS knocking on my door.
Oh my God. Let's not even talk about that. We're not even talking about that right now. Shout out to the chat. We're not even fucking talking about that right now. But yeah, that's a potential thing that could happen. This is what this guy is facing. This is what we're all facing, guys. This is every time an activist goes out, whether it's an auditor or a truther, anytime someone goes out like this, this is not anytime, but this is a potential consequence of what you could be dealing with. And if we don't stand with these people, I mean, what's going to happen if, like you said, imagine your kids go out there and say, hey, imagine the public school gets them all hyped up to protest something, and then they go out there and they start marching on some stuff, and the cop bags them up for doing So we have to defeat this. New Jersey is extremely tyrannical. Fun fact, guys, did you know in New Jersey, you can't even pump your own gas? You can't pump your own gas. You have to have somebody do it.
$250 fine.
It's a fine. You can get, and if you don't pay that fine, I'm sure there's a stipulation over there. You could be arrested. I bet you there's one idiot in New Jersey that got arrested because he pumped his own gas. Rebellion. We're gonna have to.
So what baffles me even more is that I made 5, if not 4, news articles online with the same people that violated the executive order for licking apples and spitting in people's faces.
Say that again. What do you mean?
So there's 4 or 5 news articles. So if you were to type my name in on a Google search and type in Clinton Township, New Jersey, there'll be at least 4 articles with my name on it with the same people that are in the article that are licking apples and spitting in people's faces.
So they're linking you to that in these articles to kind of make it. So now this is another question that I always have on the back burner, because sometimes it's just these people are ganging up on you, and it's obviously, if you didn't mention this part with the media, I may have just thought, hey, it's a pissed off cop and they got some connections, like, hey, this guy's a real jackass, he's really bothering us, let's stick it to him. I could see that happening. That happens all the time. But once you get the media involved, that's literally conspiracy, defamation, libel, slander. So to me, that's even scarier. How does the media interplay with this? Do you think they got a buddy with the cop? I mean, because that's outrageous.
No. So what they were doing is daily they were having briefings of people that were violating the executive order in New Jersey.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. They had a list. The Redcoats made a list of people that were legally protesting, as the Declaration of the Constitution says. They made a list. It's like, this is like Cuba. This is like a list of, they made a list of dissidents.
Well, no, it wasn't just people protesting. It was people licking apples, people spitting in people's faces, people going, sneezing, the whole 9 yards. It was the whole 9 yards.
Protesting. Okay. Wow. Great. Oh my God. I would, you know what? We got to FOIA that list. That is going to be insane.
That's what I'm trying to do. So
I'm going to make a note of that right now here on my notes.
I have a lot of FOIA requests that I'm trying to obtain that I'm getting walled with, and I can't seem to get around the wall.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about that. I'm no expert, but I do know the expert who has audited them, everyone's favorite auditor, audit them, who encourage you to audit them. So I know some people too. So yes, we'll behind the scenes we'll do that, because I would love to see the governor of New Jersey's, was it Murphy's little King Murphy's hit list he's got there.
319 people.
319. Wow. And what a sick looking, ferret looking creep. He's just such a creep. I gotta stop because that could be. He's a political figure and he's just weird looking. Sorry. So what else have we missed here? So yeah, you're talking about the media and the media's involvement here.
Yes. So the media decided to gather the briefings, and my name happened to come up, and they gathered the police report and used the police report as the information for the article.
Oh wow.
And
can you send me one of those articles? Would you be comfortable sharing that? Because I would love to put that up on screen and kind of dissect that and let the viewers. Guys, I'm going to pop in while New Jersey Watchman gets that article here. This is New Jersey Watchman, NJ Watchman. NJ Watchman is linked to his YouTube channel in the description. Please go over there, give him a subscription. He's fighting the good fight. And you know what? I'm tremendously impressed with this young man. And I would encourage you guys to go over, support him. Also, his Cash App. He's paying for a lawyer. As you guys know, lawyers are not cheap. So please go over to his Cash App. It's on screen. It's in the links in the description. And also, Give and Go. Links in the description. And yeah, Murphy, I think he's a weird dude. I don't wish him any harm, but he's just a weird tyrant, man. He's just a creepy dude. All right, so we got this news article. Let's see. Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry if I'm laughing, but it's
no, it's funny.
It's just it's absurd, because there's some theorists out there, because philosophers and psychologists have their own theories on what is humor, what makes people laugh, and they have their own theories. But one thing that is particular slice of humor is absurdity. When things are the opposite of what you think, it makes people laugh. And this is literally the opposite of thing. So if you guys home, this is out of mycentraljersey.com. Blah blah blah. Woodbridge, Milford men charged with violating governor's emergency orders. Oh my goodness gracious!
The last one I sent you was
Central Jersey residents, one from Woodbridge, the other one from Milford, are amongst the latest group. Okay, we'll get to that one. To face charges relating to Governor Murphy's emergency orders. Again, emergency orders are not legal. The executive branch executes things, legislative makes laws. Any law that goes against the supremacy clause of the Constitution is automatically null and void. Even if Governor Murphy was a legislator, which he's not, he's a part of the executive branch, which has been kept separate for a reason, so they couldn't make laws specifically for that reason, amongst others. Even if he became a legislator and made that law, it would therefore be null and void due to the Constitutional Supremacy Clause. Thursday's update listed 13 instances of violators throughout the states, including 2 in Central Jersey. Armin Mahesh of the Escalation selection of Woodbridge was charged with violating the emergency orders and alcoholic beverage control. Yeah, you can't even drink in the streets. They pull you over for drinking and driving. And so some drunk guy says, "Oh, we'll walk home," and now you're arrested for that. Or, hey, you're homeless, right? Because you're a veteran of this country and they screwed you over, and now you've got depleted uranium all over your body, and you're just homeless, and you're like, man, I could use a beer, and then you get arrested. Oh yeah, so it's not even that though. It's because I'm guessing here, based on this verbiage, that it's he got arrested for keeping his business open. Yeah. Oh no. Let's see. There was a gathering at the store and drinking alcohol. So yeah, they're drinking alcohol in a back room. So people were got in trouble for
breaking the law,
for drinking alcohol on their own property. Great. Technically, that wasn't even illegal during Prohibition. Technically, so I mean, this is a new thing to me. And then we've got this man here in Milford was charged in Clinton Township, April 7th, my birthday, with violating the emergency orders and disorderly conduct, which is, again, there's no such charge as disorderly conduct. There's no such thing as disorderly conduct. It's a made-up thing. For allegedly walking back and forth across Route 22, displaying obscene. Obscene is just another word for free speech, because one man's obscenity is another man's not obscenity. Poster boards are making obscene gestures to motorists. I do this all the time. Is that illegal? I tell people to suck it. Is that illegal? Apparently it is in New Jersey. Law enforcement, medical professionals. I'll get to the next one here in a sec here. But I just love reading these articles in there, like and how they work their public marketing magic, their propaganda magic. Law enforcement and medical professionals are on the front lines of this battle to protect the citizens of New Jersey and we cannot stress how important it is that each person follow the guidelines set forth in the executive order. Guidelines, not laws, Callahan said. Quote, because lives are at stake. Lives are at stake. Enforcement action will be taken without hesitation against those who are blatantly placing the lives of others at risk. Oh, man. Whoa. Guys, let's check in with the chat here. What do you think about that article? Oh, my God. Hold on. Guys, sorry. I didn't even put that article up on screen this whole time I was talking shit. Let me put the article up on screen real quick so you guys could see. Sorry. And I'll get to your comments shortly. But, yeah, this is this article I read right here. And then we'll get to this one here, too. This is a press release. Oh, boy. This is fun stuff here. Let's see what this one is. We got a few links here to just please. Video. Again, links to donate in the description, links to his YouTube channel in the description. So let's see what this one. What are we looking at here, there, Mr. Watchman? E.G. Gruel and Colonel Callahan issued daily update on charges filed against violators of blank orders. Attorney General Gerber G. Gruel. What a stupid, weird name that is. Gerber Gruel. He sounds like a weird. I'm gonna pull up his face later, see what this guy looks like. I gotta stop. Announced the following recent enforcements against violators of King Murphy's emergency orders related to the cooties. Newark enforcement. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this whole stuff because this is just too interesting. Newark. Oh my God. Newark Police Department's task force issued 34 summonses for violation of emergency orders. My God. All right. Then Albert was charged in Clinton Township Tuesday, April 7th, violating emergency orders and disorderly conduct for walking back and forth. What? For walking back and forth, displaying a poster and making gestures. It's all legal. How many homeless people, how many people do obscene gestures when you're driving every day? Fuck you, fuck you. It's just crazy. All right, and so let's go to this last one here. Man, the thing is I love and hate New Jersey. You know, it's the love-hate. So this next one here is, and we're getting back to New Jersey Watchman here, and I'm going to go shut up again. But this is from the Daily Voice, if you're scoring at home, which I hope you do. Man gives motorist finger, pair holds crap game. Here's oh my God. Oh my God. First of all, oh man, the knuckleheads. That's oh my God. This is obscene, bro. This is obscene. They're calling you guys knuckleheads. Oh my God. One man walked back and forth along a highway carrying obscene poster boards while giving passing motorists the finger, while two others resumed a huge crap game that was shut down last month. So you're knuckleheads for playing a game and for protesting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, actually, this is what Murphy says. It's Murphy himself that says it, not even the paper. Oh, but the paper played on it too to get some kind of shame going. The summonses are proof that authorities won't tolerate knucklehead gatherings. You're a bunch of knuckleheads, New Jersey Watchmen. You should change your name to Knucklehead Watchman. I would adopt that moniker. I like it. Knucklehead Audits. That's cool. Start a new channel.
Might take it.
Do them both. Fuck it. Shove it right up that guy's patootie. Stay at home. And so our boy New Jersey Watchman here was charged with violating emergency orders, disorderly conduct. Yeah, same stuff. I mean, this is wow. Look, and then whoever said this is guilty right here, Gruel. He's guilty of lying. He says right here, in the last part of this article, staying home and maintaining social distance isn't just the best advice to stay healthy, he added. It's the law. No, it's not. Show me the law. Show me the law. I went to New Jersey myself and asked the law. There's no law. Okay, New Jersey Watchman, I will get back to you. I'm very glad you sent me these articles. Wow, bro. Wow.
He also said that when he put out this executive order, he wasn't thinking about the Bill of Rights and that the Bill of Rights is above his pay grade.
Murphy said the Bill of Rights is above his pay grade.
Check out your private chat. I just sent it to you.
I needed, sadly, I didn't need this laugh. All right, guys, who's here with me in the chat? Let's get your questions, comments, and some other solutions in here in the chat as we, we just lost New Jersey Watchman, so hang tight, he probably come right back. And I do have that video here. Stay tuned. We're gonna finish things up with New Jersey Watchman. So I'm actually not gonna play this video right now. It's a Facebook video, but everyone go ahead and watch that video. We'll leave a link to it in the description or something like that. But yeah, let's just Google it here, just so we have just for proof. All right, continue, New Jersey Watchman. My apologies on that. I don't know what happened there.
No, you're good, brother. I mean, so we're just fighting the fight. And I mean, like I said, I'm just doing this primarily because I know that this needs to be done, and I'm not doing it for anything else other than I know it's right. You know, my wife thinks I'm a complete freaking idiot for doing it, but she even believes that I did nothing wrong.
Well, yeah, you didn't, and I'm very proud of you for standing your ground because it's easy to take that plea deal and just do whatever, but it really says something about your character. It speaks to your character that you and it's just because it's like, man, like how am I gonna let you do this to me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just crazy. Bill of Rights. So we're looking up New Jersey Bill of Rights. Great. All right. So after I pull this up on screen here, so if you guys want to get in the comments here, and I'll ask you first, uh, New Jersey Watchman. Besides, yeah, okay. So let's just see if we have this on screen. You guys know I'm terrible at multitasking. So yeah, we have here New Jersey 105. Bill of Rights is above my pay grade. Quote. That's a quote from him. And then he says, "Yep, not above my pay grade, and wasn't thinking of the bill." Right, actually. Yep. And here's a link to the Facebook video here. Yep. Bill of Rights, NU Journal. Yep. The Bill of Rights is above my pay grade, and that's according to the mainstream news. So wow, it's above his pay grade.
Well,
That's literally
he actually had an interview with a what the heck's his name? CNN. I believe it's CNN.
Chris Cuomo, Don Lemon,
Connor.
Brian
Connor something.
Shelter. Connor?
Hold on a
Anyway,
second. Yeah, he had a live what you call it? Interview with live TV, and he said it on live TV.
I may vaguely remember that now because that was like a year or two ago, or maybe even 3 with the thing. Yeah, I may have even covered that, but it's just that's so unbelievable that even when you cover something like that, that you still can't believe that somebody would say that. And someone's asking in the chat, what does that mean? What is the Bill of Rights above his pay grade? That means like I don't honestly know what he intended to say that. He literally gets paid to uphold the Bill of Rights. When anybody gets hired, they have to take an oath. That's what they get paid to do, is to protect our unalienable rights. So like, I don't understand how he could even say that's above his pay grade, that it is legitimately his pay grade. So any other final points here, New Jersey Watchman? And I want to open up to you in the chat. What are some other solutions? Obviously on screen is $ Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App. That's $ Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App. One more time for you folks so you can get it down. $ Mr. and Mrs. French on Cash App. Links to his Give and Go as well as his YouTube channel are in the description, as well as the Cash App. So go over there, support. Even if you only have a few dollars, he's fighting the good fight. When I tell people not to donate to me unless you're a billionaire, okay, great. But you guys can definitely donate to this guy, even if you only have a few bucks, because he's sticking his neck out. Because if we don't donate even a few bucks to this guy, 10, 20, 100 bucks, then what is the precedent that we're going to be setting here, right? And so let's set this guy up and ourselves up selfishly for a freer word. But what are some other ways that we can help you, Mr. Watchman?
I mean, realistically, the only thing I can use is exposure. You know, trying to get this out, trying to get as many people to see the video, watch my shorts, you know, get to have people follow with me. You know, this is a long fight, and I know that it is tiresome to a lot of people to watch. I mean, it's tiresome for me to go through it, you know, but I'm going through it, and to have this exposure of all the corruption, because it's not just within the judge and the prosecutor and the police department, it's literally the entire government of New Jersey. And while we know that the government is all corrupted itself, I have the capabilities of showing all of it. And I want to be able to let people know that I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I wasn't part of that association of people that were out there licking apples and getting drunk in the back of liquor stores, and, you know, the nonsense that could have potentially put other people at harm. You know, having a group of people could have potentially put people at harm. Licking an apple, putting someone at harm.
Well, potentially. We'll say the first one potentially. The second one, licking an apple, yes, for sure. That even if you're not during the cooties, that's something that could have harm for sure.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's all potential. But with that being said, I was alone, by myself, doing absolutely nothing wrong other than redressing my grievances about my government because of the fact that I lost probably one of the best paying jobs I've ever had in my world. And I felt that people should know that there is a speed trap up ahead and they're trying to profit off of this time.
So anybody out, I know a couple people in Jersey, anybody out in New Jersey that owns a business or is going to connect for a better job, I say we help this motherfucker get a great job too. And hopefully get some exposure on this. So if you guys are just joining, share this video. And I guess that might be like one of the final things I want to talk about, which is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you weren't really that concerned about all this stuff until, you were personally affected. And every time the government does something like this, it wakes more and more people up. So I want to kind of end on a happy note here, because although this is a negative thing, New Jersey Watchman has taken a negative thing and turned it into a positive thing to showcase corruption, showcase injustice, and to stand up against tyranny. So he's taken something that's been negative and turned it into positive. And we can all do that in little decisions. Like I always say, I think a hero is a person that just makes the right decisions, even if they're the small decisions, whether people are looking or not. So New Jersey Watchman, I want to thank you very much for not only for your time, but also what you're doing. And we'll definitely keep you, I'll talk to you, I'll continue to talk to you off air, and we can talk about, setting up your YouTube channel, playlist or whatever, and also FOIA. So we'll stay in touch with that. And then also we'll get him back on here on the channel for updates. And, also reach out to me and I can see if maybe anybody else will come have you on your channel too, so we can get you some exposure. I can message some people, but you got to remind me about that. So any final thoughts here, New Jersey Watchman? And so I'm guessing that when's the next date you said, and when can people expect an update on that?
So I will be posting an update of the briefing that we filed in the next day or two on my YouTube channel. Once I get the briefing from the state, I will then update with that. Ideally, in the ideal world, it's 14 or 21 days of a response, but they can postpone it like they did last time. So once I get that, that'll be posted. And once I get the decision, that'll be posted. And all of my FOIAs and open requests in between, I'm going to keep posting that. I'm just going to try to post as much as I can to let people know the struggle and the fight that not only I'm having, but my family's going through it too.
Well, again, thank you for what you're doing. Axiom Revolt saying that the New Jersey Bill of Rights also protects protesting. So you might want to check that out. We'll be in touch. Guys, thank you so much. Please donate. Please go subscribe. All of his links are in the description. We got more crazy stuff coming up in the future. So stay tuned to my channel and also subscribe to his channel, support his channel. And we're going to keep this case. We're going to keep our eyes on this case. So please support him both financially. In other words, you guys have a great night out there. Peace.
Much love.